Hey, how y'all
What
doing?
up? What up? What up?
Okay, so I am Aliyah the Alchemist,
And I'm Don Juan Sensei.
and together we are the podcast co-hosts of
Lost
From Lost
from lost to
to Legacy.
legacy.
Right,
Okay.
right. Okay, we're gonna get that together. And we are here today. We're going to focus on breaking cycles, but the entire purpose of our podcast is to one pay homage to our son who passed in 2020, Donovan Malik, as well as help you, the viewer, while helping ourselves in the process, heal from cycles and trauma and anything that you have experienced in your life that you are continuing to carry, not really taking the place to deal with it. We want to, lead you in a journey where we go through the process of healing. And hopefully, based on our story, maybe there's some things you can resonate with because healing is comes in so many shapes, sizes, and colors. And it's not a one stop shop. It is not a one size fit all. Everybody's journey is different, but what is the same is what you get on the other side of it, and that is a sense of freedom. That's a sense of wholeness, because before you actually heal, there are a lot of holes that we're not actually aware of that we carry, and we try to fill those holes through different avenues, through different maybe even vices and through different coping mechanisms, like Sensei said in the last video. We do these things not understanding fully why we are making the choices that we're making. And then this is what causes those cycles to happen. And that's what brought us to this particular topic for this episode, because we talk about cycles a lot, and um, how it is your job to not only recognize when you are in a cycle, but also rise. You have to rise above what you see going on, that chaos, that repeated behavior, repeated activities, things like that. You have to come above it, rise above it, so that you can recognize it, and then you can make the steps to change the behavior, stop the cycle,
Hmm,
and all of that is a part of healing.
okay. All right. That was a long ass intro. So I'm gonna go ahead and jump into there. This is where it gets real, real. All right. So remember we talked about the explosive conversation. So let's go.
Mm-hmm.
Because cycles don't just break in silence. They break when you name it, when you call it out, and when you see it for what it is. And we want to go through these indicators or ways to identify what a cycle looks like, how you deal with that cycle, and then most importantly, how you identify the things that happen to you when you're going through these cycles.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
What behaviors you see come up? Is that what you
hmm
mean?
I guess, just things that you identify when it comes to your anger. Whatever it is that you're dealing with, there's a cycle that repeats that you
Right.
go through, and that's what you're trying to identify. So when you face them,
Mm-hmm.
refuse to carry them forward, only way that you're going to be able to do that is by identifying what it is and give it a name.
Okay.
So we're going to jump right into naming that cycle. So for me, I'm always start off by saying one time
For
for
the
the nut.
nut.
One time for the
One time
nut.
for the nut.
Man, just for me, I grew up in rejection. And I carried that for a long time. And I'm gonna say into manhood, into my marriage, into a lot of things that I dealt with or I was involved in somehow or some fashion. I brought the theme of rejection that I was battling with into it. And it disrupted love. Um, it blinded love. It blinded the things that you know that I cherish, that I care for, and it blinded my reactions, my emotions um, to those things in my life and the things that I love, and that's what opened it up for me to want to break the cycles.
Hmm.
As parents, we grow. Yeah, we grow into parenthood, right? And then you have that kid that plays sports, right?
Hmm.
And then you be like, oh no, I'm gonna get him. I'm gonna get him in this. I'm gonna have him doing this because I didn't do this because I ain't do that,
Hmm.
and
Trying to fulfill
fulfill the things
your
that
disconnect.
yeah
Right.
that I didn't have. And really, which that's how it's supposed to be to build a solid foundation. Is you take things that you were missing and you add it to things that you already know how to do, how you wanted your childhood to be, things that was absent in your childhood,
Hmm.
you bring it into fruition. So I'm using sports as an example because I love sports. So I'm
Right.
gonna take my son. I'm gonna try to give him everything that I didn't get in that sports, but not really looking like, okay, does this is this really what he want to do,
Hmm.
or am I just pushing all of my stuff onto him instead of looking at him, looking at her, and seeing, hmm, they don't like this shit.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
paying for volleyball practice,
Yeah.
extra trainings, and it's like, damn,
I don't even want to do
I
this.
don't even want to do this.
Yeah.
But
But I'm doing it to appease, my parent,
yeah, or your
or
kid,
yeah,
from the kid's point. Yeah,
correct.
so for me, just dealing with those, uh, just the rejection
Hmm.
aspect for me,
Okay.
dealing with that, you know, and breaking that cycle is what we're going to be discussing today. So,
So, but when you say cycle, what is the cycle that you recognize? You say rejection, but like in what aspect you were rejected because you weren't able to play on sports teams or
no, I played, just not, um,
to the level you would. Let me be quiet.
no, let me talk,
Hmm.
not being accepted,
Hmm.
not being understood,
Hmm.
because I always had a different way about doing things,
Hmm.
and it probably wasn't appealing to others, or oh, that's the cool thing or the right way, but that's my way. That's
Hmm.
how I dealt with things and I did things. So a lot of people didn't agree or felt I should be doing it this way. So just trying to
I need some tissue.
understand that, and actually just shit learning how to be myself in that. You know
Hmm.
what I'm saying? I don't have to appease everybody. I don't have to please everybody. I can do things the way I want to do and not worry about if they like it or who likes it. You're doing it for yourself.
Oh, that they,
Mm-hmm.
that they. Like I really don't like that word very much because you will get caught up in the they. You're worried about what they think. What will they say?
Mm-hmm.
How will they receive this? And it's just like, who in the hell is they?
Yeah,
Who is they? We get
they
this.
are the people that you go to school with. They are the people you work with.
Mhm.
They are people that are in your circle.
Mm. But who are they though? That's what I'm saying. It's just like,
People,
yeah, they're people. Like
people,
you're a person and I'm
people.
a person, and
Mm-hmm.
other human beings are people, right?
Yeah,
But who are they? Where you put them in a position, and I don't mean you I'm just saying, people in general will put them in a position of power as to say that their opinion really matters, and it really doesn't.
mm-hmm.
As long as you aren't harming or, um, doing any nefarious behavior or, yeah, I'm just saying, you're doing no harm. So so you didn't follow the steps everybody else took to get to
Oh, but
wherever you are.
it's still what everybody it's the what society feel is the right way or what's the right way at that time.
Well, yeah, it's not a
Uh,
crime you committing, right? But you
no,
mean
I'm
just the
not committing
societal
a crime.
norms.
Yeah, just what society accepts, what they accept.
Well, okay. Well, I understand what you're saying, and that's
But
just.
I didn't realize those things
Mhm.
that I was seeing and experiencing. So here's where you name it, you confront it, and figure out a way to go past and live life in it, so we don't pass it down to our kids. You know.
Right.
Hmm.
But what I'm saying is, you're giving that power to they, and that's allowing you to feel rejected. And this is me speaking from
From
a
an adult.
different, correct,
Yeah.
because as a child, I definitely remember worried about what somebody else was going to think. Okay, if I wear this, then what? If I go here, then what? If I don't do this, or yeah, I remember that. And as an adult, I remember having those same they moments as well. But the older I get, the more exposure, experience, um, and just healing that I go through myself, then I realize more and more. It's just like it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
No, it don't
Only
matter
thing matters is,
what you
yeah,
feel,
what you
what you
feel.
think.
Correct. That's
But
at
that's
the end of the
coming
day.
from that's going through your experience
Correct.
and you learning those things, and that's also something that people really have to take into consideration as well. You're going to have to see it and deal with it
Right.
and not ignore it, because
Hmm.
if you continue to ignore it, it's going to get worse, and you're going to have a lot of rebuilding that you're going to have to do.
Yeah.
So yeah, society sucks. Society
Some of
sucks.
it, yes. I can agree.
So naming that cycle. So I spoke to rejection, and
Hmm.
then we went into, how we get into our conversations. We just start to talk and really expand on. It can be one word. We'll go and expand on it, on what we think, how we see it, how others may see it. So, but I want my lovely wife to go ahead and tell and name me the cycle and identify the things that started in her transformation and healing process,
What started it,
or
or what did I
what you
recognize about
identify
myself?
to make the change to start the healing process.
Well, one of the things was silence.
Hmm.
Um, and what I mean by that is just drawing in. And so that is not who I had normally been, throughout my life. So to go from being outgoing and carefree, or
Oh yeah,
the
you was
the
something else
party
in high
girl or
school. Yeah,
something.
you
You
was
know what I'm
something
saying?
else in high
Instead
school.
of being that, well, not even really in high school. Well, yeah, I had a good time in high school,
I know.
but um, to not be that person anymore, I didn't realize that I had not been that person for a while.
Hmm.
You know,
Where did that person go?
she went within. I guess
Okay.
she just
So that's the whole
decided
silence
that.
part. But why did you feel like you had to be silent?
I didn't feel like I had. I didn't even know I was doing that.
Mm.
I didn't even know. I would be told that, oh, it's like you different, or you don't act the same, or I remember when, and some of that, you are going to change, you are going to, do things differently than you did once before, but I just felt like I had completely.
Re, had a whole re-image of yourself, or you just
I just,
what?
like, I guess it was a shutdown. I think, I guess maybe depression,
Mm.
withdrawal. That's the best way that I could to say that, because I just went into a dark place.
A
I just didn't
prison,
want to, yeah, to
a
myself,
prison.
like how you were saying in the last video, like we were entertainers,
Yeah,
and then it was like I didn't even want to do that kind of stuff anymore.
yeah.
I didn't want to even go. places anymore. It was just like I was good, but I'm gonna go to work. I'm gonna come home,
mm,
and I was okay with that. I felt safe doing that because
mm-hmm.
I guess if I were to go out and well, if we're talking about like it happened at different stages of my life, but I feel
Yeah,
like when it got the worst was after Donovan passed.
yeah.
But there
Mm-hmm.
had been other traumas and
I can
betrayals that I
agree.
could see that had shaped who I was becoming.
To
And
that day, to the
yeah,
day of his passing,
and I well after that, then that just
took
became
it to a
worse.
whole nother
Yeah.
level. Yeah, I
Hmm.
can agree to that. Because I didn't know.
Yeah.
I didn't know what I was having trouble with. Everything felt fine to me. Everything was cool. I'm like, shit, everybody all done. Like I'm chilling. I'm having fun. But for me, that's where it really something ain't right.
Hmm.
And when Donovan passed, it was looking at him laying, just looking at him when we went to go get him situated and stuff for the services at
Hmm.
Ross. It was like, damn,
That's
and
it.
it just was something just flashed by, and it was like shit. Things that I did accept, I wasn't accepting anymore, and it was you have to say something,
Hmm.
or you know what, like you said, silence. I feel like I'm being pushed to something, or I feel rejection or something. So I'll be like, fuck it, I ain't gonna say nothing,
Hmm.
or I'm gonna chill out, and then that one time somebody may say something, and it's like all this frustration comes about.
Hmm.
And like, where that come from? Get over yourself. Like,
Get over
like
yourself, Don Juan.
when I would usually be like, all right, but I have something to say. I'll have something to like, no, I'm not gonna sit here and do that. And I guess it was a good thing for me.
Hmm.
But it also made me have to understand and realize and have that conversation with myself like, why was that so traumatizing to see or to feel like rejection should control me? Like, what was that all about?
Because that's what you were used to feeling.
Yeah,
That was familiar,
yeah.
and we get caught up in what's familiar because we identify that with safe, and because this is yeah, it's familiar territory. That's what fear is what keeps a lot of great things in your life from happening. And that
Hmm.
that goes back to the they because you were worried and fearful of what they are going to think. And so that keeps you from operating at your highest level, your highest potential, because you're always in fear of rejection.
Hmm.
You are in fear of other people's thoughts. And that's why I was like, you have to get to the point where it's like it doesn't matter. If you really just hone in on just the environment that you enter, I mean, everybody is the same. Everybody's struggling with something.
Yeah.
Everybody is
Hmm.
struggling with something.
But
And
that's why we're here today, so that people can learn from our story of us having a traumatic situation happen to us
mhm,
to open our eyes and open our ears
mhm.
and open our heart to like what's going on. Life is short.
Life is
Like my
short.
son just
Mhm.
passed away, and it's like I have to figure out what's going on in my life so that I can live life to the fullest and capitalize. It's like I can't waste time now. It's like I gotta get accomplish my goals. I gotta accomplish this, and
Why you feel like you had to?
because life is short,
Mhm,
it's like shit. I'm here. My
mhm,
son gone,
mhm. And
so
see, we had the same
I gotta get
thing.
this goal here accomplished. While I
Mhm,
got time, I gotta get myself financially found sound and get my family to a certain level of success before I get out of here.
mhm,
And then that made me look at myself.
mhm,
That made me look at myself like, what's slowing me down?
mhm,
What's keeping me from knocking these small little goals out?
mhm,
Like shit, I was 200 and damn near 90 pounds,
mhm,
and went all the way down to 230. It's like we locked. I was locked in.
mhm,
I was locked in, and then shit hit the fan.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, how do you get back to that? I was just getting my shit right, and then that happened.
Life
So
be
it's like
lifing.
now I got to now,
Mm-hmm.
and that's when things started to reveal themselves. It's like, nah, I keep having this same cycle, and like, why am I keep rotating, walking through this door,
Mm-hmm.
just going in a circle, and like, but you started, and you started with yours, and I'm seeing you doing yours. It's like, damn, like we have to do this.
Mm-hmm.
Like we have to. Like you see the shit, but you just don't want to give it a name. You don't want to accept that this is something that's keeping you back instead of, what I'm saying, finding a way to deal with it and conquer it so you can
Mm-hmm.
get to the shit.
Yeah, because you
Yeah.
gotta name it.
Yeah. Uh huh.
You gotta name it.
Now, do you guys feel that, or have you had that experience of going through something traumatic and it's just like it make you look at yourself in a different way? I wonder if others have had that same experience.
I'm sure because, like I said before, we're all human. We've all had, traumas. We've all experienced them. We don't all deal with them the same way, but some of us get to healing faster than others, and unfortunately, some just never get to experience healing at all because they don't continue living. So, and I guess maybe they experience it in the by and by, like they
Hmm.
say. Not sure. But while we're here on earth, we can make a cognizant effort to heal from what no longer serves us. We don't want to victimize ourselves, meaning, we don't want to stay stuck because at the end of the day, it is a choice. It is, you have to choose to do something different than you have done it before. Without making that choice, then you're going to continue to repeat the cycles. But when you first acknowledge it and, like we said, name it, then you are able to actually sit with it and reflect on it and then see the part that you play in it so that you can change the behavior. And so and that's what healing requires. It requires you to let things go that no longer serve you. I no longer want to be in this cycle. This is not,
Hmm.
I don't like the outcome I'm getting. That's like insanity. You doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different outcome. It's not going to change because you're not doing anything different.
Hmm.
So
So,
yeah.
but there you go. You're not doing nothing different. So, you've gave it a name.
Hmm.
You've sat down with yourself. You talked and rationalized a lot of things in your life, and then you gave it a name,
Hmm.
right? So after you give it a name, it's time to confront it.
Well, that's the confrontation, isn't it? That's part of the confrontation is you're naming it. Or
No,
okay, well no, I
naming it
guess
is you're
you just identify.
identifying. Yeah,
Okay,
you're
okay, now you got
identifying.
to tackle
Yeah, you're identifying
it.
what
Okay,
it is, and you're identifying the cycle.
okay,
Like, okay, well, shit, I'm getting silent.
yeah, yeah,
Okay, shit, I got silent, so now shit, I ain't cooking. Yeah, I got silent, so now people come to me to ask me certain things at work. So now the cycle, you start to see yourself going through the
hmm,
little things and that started from
yeah,
the silence. Like, okay, now I'm shutting down. Now I'm doing it. Now I'm doing that. Now I'm angry. So now it's you've named it. You've identified the cycle. So it's time to confront it.
hmm.
So what I want to hear from you, ma'am, is what does confrontation look like, or what does confronting look like to you? Your
What do
your
you?
name, the thing you've named. What is when did you identify that you was ready to confront that?
A few months ago. I mean, this just all happened. I want to say around April.
Okay.
Um, I just something just was like, sit down, be quiet, be still,
Hmm.
and
Remember that saying, be still.
yeah,
Be still.
yeah, because it's important and just like yeah, it's like I was being told to do that, and when I did, it didn't happen all in one day, but over time when I started giving myself that alone time to be still, to reflect, to just reflect. And then I started to just get all these realizations and like epiphanies or downloads. It's just like, okay, all right, damn, yeah, okay, just like firing off, and that would have never happened the way I was moving before because it was like I was on go. So although, and what I mean by silent is just not ever really addressing what was was happening in my life at that time, because a lot of things that I was dealing with, I always felt like, okay, nobody is really gonna understand. And then most of all, I was always like, okay, nobody's gonna care. This is devil. This is y'all son, and outside of us, and our parents and their, and Donovan's siblings, I didn't really feel like we were gonna go real deep with anybody, about that was going to really understand the impact that it was having.
Mm-hmm.
So I just chose not to say anything. And then when I did share, people would always be like, "You lost a son in 2020? Like, you at work?" Like, oh no, I wouldn't even been able to do it.
Mm-hmm.
I would have crawled under a rock. I would have died. I would have this. I would have that. And it's like, okay, well, what? Yeah, I'm like, what's the alternative? Like, what am I supposed to do? Like, this is what I know to do.
Mm-hmm.
So now it's like, okay, is it wrong that I'm not under a rock? And this, that, should I feel like that? And I never felt like, okay, this is the end of my life.
Mm-hmm.
I felt like kind of, that's what I was going to say earlier, more aligned to what you did. It's like, no, I have to live my life. I have
Mm-hmm.
to. Then I started, warping it to, I have to accomplish all these things, because Donovan won't get a chance to. So I have to do the best in everything that I do so that he'll be proud, I guess, so to speak, or his death won't be in vain, or all of these different ideals that I had in my own head that I created myself. It was like, there's not no rules to this shit,
Mm-hmm.
and so just not acknowledging, because I didn't want to hear all of that. It's just like I would just do. I would just do. I would just go. I would just go. I would just go. It's like, you always doing something. Oh, you didn't got another
Mm-hmm.
job. Why you doing this? Why you doing that? I know you will be that person, one of those people. It's like, sit down. Like, why? And it was like, no, I have to do these things. And it's like, no, because if I'm still, then I gotta think about this stuff. Then I gotta deal with it. Then I have to try to make, this
Sense
make
of it.
sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh, I know. I know.
And it was like, whoa,
but
I can't.
and I didn't. I saw those. I identified all of those behaviors, but like, why she feel like she got to keep on? Like, girl, just relax. And you be wanting to, but now it makes sense. It's like, no, you was just trying to keep from having to think about traumas in your life. You kept
Mm-hmm.
moving. Like, come sit your ass down.
And I don't want to talk, because if I
Mm-hmm.
talk, then I got to get into my feelings, and I ain't trying to get into my feelings.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even want to feel all the feels, you
Yeah,
know?
yeah. For me, that comfort, confronting the whole rejection, I didn't care about what people thought anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Usually you'll go to like, okay, well, that's a part of the whole. What they gonna think? How they gonna feel?
That's the
Yeah,
they.
I didn't even care no more. I was like, I was so used to going to work and I'd be everywhere
With my
talking to
toes
people,
not done.
trying to
Yeah.
learn the school and this and that. Man, I got the Hastings. I was like, all right.
Yeah.
I was in my room, and when I usually be out socializing, trying to make myself be a part of something,
Yeah.
right? And then the whole time, like, oh shit, how they gonna feel about this? How they gonna feel about that? If are they gonna like what I'm doing in this class? Like, man, I ain't care. I went in and did my own thing,
Yeah.
and just like shit, I can't sit here and worry about this. No shit. I'm sitting here thinking about, what I'm saying? What just happened 3 days ago?
Mm-hmm.
And that's way more difficult to deal with. And like you said, people like, I can't believe you working. Like, yeah, nigga, I got bills. Like, yeah, I got bills.
Yeah.
And it didn't matter what people thought no more.
Yeah.
As simple as that. I was like, okay, this is what I'm gonna do, and I'm gonna do.
Hmm.
And if you like it, you like it. If you don't, you don't. I'm not concerned about how you feel, what you thinking. I'm gonna do what I'm gonna do.
Yeah.
And then one of my coworkers said something that helped me to get in that particular situation. Like, man, because I used to hate when people say, "I understand how you feel."
No, you really don't.
Like, you in your head, like, no, you don't. I
Yeah.
know you.
Yeah.
Like, you ain't. I ain't saying you ain't lost nobody, but
Yeah.
not a kid.
Yeah.
Like, and when he told me that, like, man, shit, people not gonna understand, but shit, they don't know what else to say.
Yeah.
Like, okay, I say, cause I was getting pissed off with hearing that, and hearing that, like, I understand. No, I'm hurting over here, but I can't really just shut down like I
Hmm.
feel.
Hmm.
And thank God for COVID,
Yeah.
cause if the kids was in the classroom, oh man, that would have been a whole
Right.
nother pounds of stress put on you because now it's like I can't say what I really want to say,
Yeah.
So it's like chill, get through the lesson, and then you'll go. It's just surviving.
Hmm.
No, I didn't like shit. No, I done already done that all my life. I'm just surviving
Hmm.
off of others' judgment.
Hmm.
All of that shit. No, I don't even care no more. So
No,
that,
and
yeah,
and the thing
that
about
was
that.
that was my that was me confronting it.
Hmm.
I already named it, so it was like, bam, this is what it is.
Hmm.
I ain't doing that. I'm gonna go ahead and if I feel like saying something, I'm gonna say it. If I don't like it, I don't like it.
Hmm. You're not trying to sugarcoat
No,
anything.
I'm not
Yeah,
sugarcoating
I
nothing.
met him.
Yeah,
I met him.
and I'm not. I don't care. And that affected other things,
Hmm.
things that you do care about, and it's
Hmm.
like you start to
Like I said, I remember him.
pushing those thoughts, what I'm saying, and those feels like now you bringing that shit to the house,
Yeah.
you know.
Like, yeah. So you just dealing with stuff, and coping, and
Yeah,
you
coming
in
to the
that
house
cycle,
shit.
and it's just like, okay, who coming in the door today?
Mm-hmm.
Like, okay, brace yourself, or like, what do I? Hmm. Hmm.
Yeah, mosquitoes biting out here.
I got one that was on your knee.
Mm-hmm. All right,
Okay,
so
so we're gonna close this one out, um,
why?
because we're gonna have to continue it because we already at 33 minutes.
But we have to talk about the breakthrough.
I'm
I
saying that
want
can't be a okay. Well, okay, we'll keep going.
Yeah, we'll talk about the breakthrough.
Hmm.
The breakthrough for me, like I said, was I gotta get, I gotta achieve my goals. I have to get myself and my family to a level of like where I want us to be. All of the
Hmm.
goals we set. It's like shit. I gotta do these things now. So that was the breakthrough.
Hmm.
And Donovan life wasn't just sickness or a struggle for me. I'm like I didn't want to continue to look at it like that,
Hmm.
because when I thought about that, it made me think about all of the bad times, But when I thought, hey, you know what, getting this completed and shit, my degree,
Hmm.
jumping right into my masters after my
Hmm.
son passed, like trying to level up in my position, it was
Hmm.
like I was on go with
Hmm.
trying to get things done. It was
Hmm.
like after one thing after another, one
Hmm.
thing after another. And I know you felt the same way too. It
I
was
was
just
about to say that was a similar
no,
obstacle.
it's time to level up. I don't have to be at the hospital, you know. We had that conversation. It was like, no, it's time to make things happen. Like shit, my wife getting her shit together. You know, she done got her a raise and she's out the classroom. I'm like, okay, let me keep working. Like shit, I done got a whole nother position.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? And it's I done got my bachelor's. I done
Yeah.
got now I'm jumping into my master's program. So everything was on go. And I felt like that was the breakthrough for me in being able to put those things that I wanted to achieve in front of me and start knocking them down.
Mhm.
And we've been pretty much, I feel like anything we really put our minds to and our attention to, we achieve
Oh
we
yeah.
achieve those
Mhm.
things.
What did we say the word of the that we were going to focus on? What was our word we said we were going to focus on? You said it this morning.
Consistency.
Yeah,
Yeah,
consistency.
yeah.
That is definitely a cycle as a relate as a
And
couple.
and in the comments, I want y'all to put it. If you know the Floyds, it's something.
Them damn Floyd.
Yeah, it's something about us, a lifestyle change that we did, and that was we was consistent. And if you know the Floyds, put that comment down. Put your comment down there in the comments about a lifestyle change that we made,
Yeah,
and like
you gonna
we
have to
was
take some Benadryl.
wow.
I can see it all in your face. Yeah.
My face.
No, I'm talking like your eyes,
Oh,
like
I'm
the
good.
allergies. Okay.
But yeah, that was a time we just like made a lifestyle change, and we was consistent. So I was like, nah, that's what we need to get back to that.
Mhm.
Being consistent. And if you know, put it down there in the comments.
Yeah.
Put it in the comments.
Okay. But yeah, that's what this morning. That's what Don Juan Sensei said that
Yeah,
we need to focus on consistent and
nigga. If we lock that down, for real, I'm like, yeah, we like to. Yeah, I feel once we identify the goal, I can't say the word.
okay, you see my face. I'm like,
Oh, my bad. Shit.
really?
I said explosive, nigga.
There you go again. Go
But
ahead. I
yeah,
don't know if that's
like
gonna go ahead.
yeah,
I
it's
don't know.
cool.
Yeah.
It's, people know y'all get it when you having these in-depth conversations. Yeah, yeah, but that was my breakthrough. So when was your breakthrough? What was your breakthrough? Not when was your breakthrough. What was your breakthrough?
I don't know. I'm just still thinking of okay.
You still thinking about the word?
Yeah, we're gonna have to bleep that out or something.
Okay, you can.
Yeah, okay. I have to okay figure that out. But
Or just
let
it's
it
the
be.
raw truth.
Yeah. Um. What did you even ask me?
What was your breakthrough?
My
Or
breakthrough
when did you identify, or when did you have your breakthrough after confronting
when it just all made sense.
what you
It was like
confronted?
yeah, confronting things that I was doing.
Hmm.
Um and because you talked about it a few minutes ago and you were saying how you had all these goals that you wanted to
Hmm.
accomplish. Same thing. That's what I'm saying. We like mirror each other.
Hmm.
And accomplishing this goal, okay, check this off the list, check this off the list. Because in my mind it was just like, okay, well, I would not have um been able to do this a year ago, 2 years ago,
Hmm.
14 years ago, because when Donovan was born, our lives completely changed. And,
Yeah,
we had to do things a lot differently than we would have,
I was at
life
home.
make,
I was at home for a whole year
yeah,
off
sacrifice.
from work,
Right.
like
Yeah.
a stay-at-home dad. I
Yeah.
was, ooh, man,
You were an excellent one.
I was.
Yes. Because it's like at that point, it was like, no, we have to do what we need to do.
Hmm.
Donovan needs us, so we have
Yeah.
to be in positions that are gonna give us the flexibility that we need.
Hmm.
We're going to lean on our family to help us in different capacities.
Ooh,
Um,
family help, boy.
yeah, it's just like
Family help
this
is
was
very, very important. So
yeah, it was just a lot of
shout out to my peoples. Shout out to my peoples, staying up and helping us when we was at the hospital, watching the kids.
mhm.
Zave, Grannies coming and staying up at the hospital.
GGs and aunties and
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
Paw Paw.
yeah.
Yeah, we had some help. So shout out to them people.
To
Y'all
them
know who
people.
y'all are.
Yeah, so much appreciated. But during that time, just that reflective moment that I told you about when, I believe it was just, God just saying, sit your ass down.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you doing too much, kind of just running yourself ragged, sit down. I remember Layla used to say, like when she would see me, she said I would always be sitting on the edge of the couch like this, if I'm watching TV or whatever. It's just like Mom, you look like you always on go. You always
Ready to
on go.
go.
Yeah, and it's just like, damn, I didn't even realize that. It's
Mm-hmm.
like, yeah, I am. It's just like, okay, if it was too calm, then it's like, nah,
Something
something
about
that,
to
yeah,
happen.
like what's going
I
on?
remember
It's
you
not,
saying this shit.
yeah.
Something ain't right. Something about to
Mm-hmm.
happen. Like,
It's
girl,
like, shit,
sit
I can
down.
sit down. I can relax. I don't have to
Mm-hmm.
wake up or
Make no
take,
medicine.
yeah, it's like I don't have to,
Yeah.
like, nah, something gotta, be happening.
And
Um,
and that was me. I would always, when I see you get that way, it's like, let me find a way to calm her down.
mhm,
Let me make sure we see what she needs. So that was another of what you said. We mirror each other. It's like,
mhm,
okay, when I see you need something, it's like, okay, it's like I gotta get,
mhm,
I gotta get it or find out what's going on or what you need so that I can get you back to that chill state. Because
mhm.
when your lady in chill state, it's very beneficial. Might I say? Yeah, it's very very beneficial.
If you
But
take some of the weight off, that's
yeah,
definitely, yeah. But
let me cook. So I
mhm.
cooking homework. Oh Lord have mercy. They ain't want me to do homework at the house.
No.
Dad, I got it. Shit, y'all come talk to her for a little bit because we still on problem two.
Because he
It's
gonna
30
argue with us
minutes.
the whole. Yeah, don't want to relive that. But
Like them days. Ooh, no, do your homework. Go ahead and get it done. Mm-hmm.
but that's just out now. This is just us in retrospect
Hmm.
because what we will touch on, and now I'm getting around to it. It's just talking about
Seem like you're getting a little emotional.
Donovan
You're
and
getting
actually,
emotional. No?
I think it might just be because my nose is
Oh,
starting
the
to run.
allergy.
But we'll talk about. I mean, unless you want to talk now, I
No, we said we're gonna do the breakthrough. I discussed my breakthrough. You discussed your breakthrough. So
yeah,
we're
because
gonna
that'll be
leave
another
y'all
component
waiting.
of breakthrough.
We gonna do like BMF. We're gonna leave y'all waiting.
Because I
Yeah,
do want to talk about my peanut.
yeah. We're gonna leave y'all waiting. So y'all can see episode 3.
Yeah, tres.
Episode 3, and we'll start to talk more about nut. We'll start to kind of share, not kind of, but we will share some of our fun moments with the nut.
Yeah,
You know.
my baby.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I guess in close, we want to know what cycle you want to break and what weight are you carrying that you need to face so it doesn't define your family's future. So for me, again, mine was silence and I guess also, being busy. So not having to actually confront pain or trauma that, I was experiencing. That's what I would say mine.
Well, I
Well,
said,
one of mine, because I mean, this, I mean, I can name quite a few.
yeah,
But that's
said
one of the cycles that I had to continue.
mine was
Well, not
rejection,
continue, but I had to, break so it would not continue.
and I discussed mine as rejection, and,
Rejection, yeah.
and getting rid of that shit.
Yeah.
Not caring about that shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about? And
And saying fuck they?
that's what it said.
No, I'm saying No, I'm saying like the moral of the story. I'm like that would definitely be one. In order for you to um, start to heal, is to face your fear, and a lot of things that we are fearful of is the they.
And then you say
And so
to fuck
fuck
they,
they.
fuck
Yeah,
they.
fuck they. You know, it's like, what do you want? What do you
Ooh-wee.
feel? What do you like? What do you think? What do
Oh,
you, and not to say you don't have to consider others, but you don't have to
let it consume you.
consume you. It's like, okay,
Yeah,
what are they going to think? What they going to think? What they want to think anyway. If they
yeah.
like you, they like you. If they don't, they don't. So it really doesn't matter. At the end of the day, it's what you think about yourself,
Mm-hmm.
and whatever goal it is you're trying to accomplish.
Right.
And no, you do not have to do things according to societal norms.
Mm-mm.
You do have to follow rules, yes. You do have to follow the laws,
You
yes.
better. You better.
But you could do things a little different, but still color inside the lines.
Yeah.
So you do what is best for you. We are all weird in our own way, and God loves you always in all ways. So however weird you are, as long as like I said before, you ain't hurting nobody, you're not doing weird shit to people, but
Yeah. There's some weird
um
people out there.
yeah, but you know what I mean when I say that. You
Mm-hmm.
you are who you are. Me, I could personally say I very unorthodox. I do things that generally people be like,
Mm-hmm.
well, why did you think of it
She
like
don't eat
that?
shrimp.
Right, I don't eat shrimp.
She
Okay,
don't
so
eat
what?
shrimp.
I'm a black woman that don't eat shrimp
Yeah.
in the South.
Future say all baddies eat seafood.
Oh well, that's a lie.
I guess so.
That's a lie.
Cause you are a baddie.
Thanks.
Yeah. And you don't eat shrimp. You don't eat crawfish either.
No, I ain't sucking no head off no whatever. No, thank you. Anyway, crawfish. So,
Sensei.
my God.
I'll teach
But yeah. So thank y'all for joining us,
you. Mm-hmm.
and um, find out what cycle you need to break, and start working on doing that. Put forth a consistent effort.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't have to, you can just eat the elephant one bite at a time. It's not like it's going to be a, overnight type thing. It's definitely going to be.
It's gonna be what, baby? Finishing.
It's not recording.
Oh. Go and hit the. All right, guys. So in closing, we're gonna go ahead and end this episode number 2.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that was some good conversation. It was explosive. We talked about uh, the things that we were naming. We talked about it, which
Mm-hmm.
for me was rejection, and you were
With
silence,
silence.
and how we are able to identify it, identify the cycles. We also gave you ways to, I don't know what, I ain't gonna say ways, but how we confronted it in our own ways. And then we also gave you that breakthrough where we actually identified the problem and we started to make that change. What pushed us to make that change? And for both of us, in every shape, form, or fashion, it was nut, and that's something we share. Um, we talk about things that in relation to Donovan a lot, every day, some way. One time for the nut,
One time.
the last couple of days it's been medicine,
Mm-hmm.
medicine. So, um, episode 3, we will share with you guys some fun moments. The wife says she want to talk about nut, so we're gonna share some fun moments with you guys that I remember that the wife remembers from the past of having Peanut here with us, and y'all stay tuned. So like and subscribe,
Like and subscribe. Please
like
turn
and
it on.
subscribe. I
Like
ain't
and
gonna fuck it up
subscribe.
this time. Like and subscribe. Hit that subscribe button down at the bottom so the next time this video pops up, you will be alerted.
There should be a box
Mm-hmm.
that says FL2L from Lost to Legacy that you can click on to subscribe. That's only if you're on a desktop, though. I don't think it comes up on a tablet or a phone. So
All right, guys. See y'all next week.
Remember, God loves you always, in always. We love you too.
Peace.